we're back. And now some of you may be aware that I live in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, not Dallas, Fort Worth. That's a whole other thing. Minneapolis, St. Paul. I live in Minneapolis, and we're having a time right now. So if you're interested in helping us out, once again, I will provide a link to some places that you can donate to help out the fine folks in Minnesota who are really going through it. And now we're going to watch some Berenstain Bears episodes that have nothing to do with anything serious. Let's go. Welcome back to Deep in Bear Country, a Berenstain Bearcast. I am your host, Bill Gonzalez. That's me talking to you. I just threw myself off. I have no idea what I'm supposed to say. I am your host, Phil Gonzalez, and this week we are going to watch 2 more episodes. I don't know where the camera is. For some reason, I can't find the camera. 2 more episodes of the Berenstain Bears 1985 Saturday morning TV show. This week we have a completely seasonally inappropriate one, and one that I reviewed like years ago, like literally years ago. We have the Spookiest Pumpkin, which, as you can probably tell from the title, has nothing to do with the winter time, has everything to do with the fall time. And we have the Dancing Bees, which might get a little bit sexy. Now, I'm not going to take, it might. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put on our special magical headphones. I've given up on the other things. The earbuds, they simply weren't working. They made me feel like I was trapped in my own head. And let's take a look at the Berenstain Bears, Spookiest Pumpkin, Berenstain Bears. Oh, we're off to the theater. Here we go. Follow me, everyone. Hope you grabbed your popcorn. Here we go.
This way to Bear Country. You'll know when you're there. As soon as you enter, you'll feel like a bear. A great
grizzly bear, but not one of the grizzlies. The grizzlies, as we know, and the bears, the Grizzly Clan and the Bear Clan fought. That was the Great Bear War. That was the Great Bear War, and we're not worrying about that right now. Not really a split level, as I've said in the past, except unless split level is tree architecture might have a different definition of what a split level is. I don't think any of them are in this week's episodes. Are you... Bears galore. People galore, we would say about our own town. The Spookiest Pumpkin. Stan and Jan, of course. Story by Stan and Jan. Teleplay by Roby Goren. Yes, comedy master himself. Anticipate a slapsticky episode?
Sure. I just want the comics. Here you go. Here's your crossword puzzle, Mama.
Thank you, dear.
Comics? Movies? Crosswords? Utter fiddle-faddle. I read the Daily Grizzly to be informed about earth-shattering world crises.
Oh, well, la-di-da, Mr. Dad, Mr. Papa Bear.
Darn tootin' it's serious. Tomorrow's the annual Bear Country Pumpkin Carving Contest. Hot diggity! I'm going
if I don't win this year, they're sending me into exile. I'll say it's serious. I feel like I've read this book. Is this based on a book?
Certainly no need to go overboard.
There's always a need to go overboard.
I fully intend to get carried away. That's how I'm going to leave all the other contestants in the dust. Yep.
That's never been a bad thing. It certainly didn't result in our own daughter weeping during her birthday party. I thought he was on fire for a second.
I'm going to win.
Papa, must you always be so competitive? After all, winning isn't everything.
Need I remind you of that great philosopher Grizz Lombardi, who said, winning isn't everything, it's the only thing.
Grizz Lombardi? Really?
Does that mean that his full name is Grinsent? Is it Grinsent Lombardi?
He agrees with me. I'll pick me the biggest and best pumpkin in Bear
Oh, I
Country,
hope he sings this
and I'll
song.
carve the
Wait, if there's
spookiest
bees in the next
pumpkin
episode, are these 2
ever
Papa-centric
in the
episodes?
prize.
Wait for us, Papa.
What for?
We're going to pick our pumpkins. So
Yeah.
we can enter the contest.
We're following you.
No,
Now
go
you
back.
know what it feels
If I
like.
let you two have pumpkins, it'll mean more competition for the prize. And
Papa, keeping your own cubs out of the contest? Talk about the will to win run wild.
I feel a little threatened by a 7-year-old's talent in carving a pumpkin.
Prettiest pumpkin. Yeah, and I want mine to be the funniest pumpkin.
Well,
That's not even a thing.
Sure.
Come
No,
right
But
along.
nobody else is gonna get any of my precious pumpkins.
Why's
God,
that,
we
Papa?
get it, Papa.
They're my secret weapon for winning the grand prize. My pumpkin patch has the only big, fat, fine pumpkins left in bear country. I can't lose.
But what about
Since
Farmer
when?
Ben's pumpkins?
Farmer Ben sold all his good pumpkins to the pumpkin pie factory.
Farmer Ben's
So all he's
insane.
got left are
He hasn't
strong,
grown a
good-shaped
thing in
ones.
10
Hardly
years.
worth
He
winning.
buys his products at the grocery store and then he
Papa,
sticks them in his
please.
yard.
Must you be so unsporting? It's a bad example for the Cubs.
Yeah, you're kind of being an
Cut.
awful piece of garbage
All
there,
fair
Papa.
in love, war, and pumpkin carving contests.
Oh, that bear.
What a pumpkin! Just
It's a story
look.
by Stan
You're
and Jan,
gonna frighten
scripts,
the
teleplay by
living
Roby
daylights
Gora,
out
which
of the
probably
judges.
had to be approved
We
by them.
found great pumpkins. I'm gonna
Papa's a
carve real
little
goofy
caustic in
things.
this one.
Look at mine, Papa. It'll make such a pretty princess.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever!
Very good. Well, now you run along home.
But Papa, can't we come inside?
Inside? Yeah, sorry, Cubs, but
no
Operation
one's-
Pumpkin is a top
No
secret
one's
project.
allowed in my
And
special
afford
shack.
any
You
leaks.
know no one's
I'm
allowed in
classified.
Papa's special shack.
But who's gonna
I
help
keep
us
Papa's
carve our
special shack
pumpkins?
locked for a
Come
reason.
on. We'll ask Mama.
Well, I suppose you can trust her.
Don't tell her you
But
saw
one
inside
never
the
knows.
shack.
There are spies all over the place. You
And by
can't
spies,
be
I mean
too
police.
suspicious. Even the walls have eyes. What? These sinister spy eyes. And that one looked particularly shifty. Huh?
Just starts
Say,
ramming
whose
a
side are you on
broom
anyway?
handle through the
We
holes.
just wanted to see what you were doing. Sorry, Papa.
I mean, those were
Well,
clearly
get
designed with
on
Cubs
Tell
in
Mama not
mind.
to wait
Someone
up
drilled those holes.
until
Those
I
aren't just
finish
random
carving
knot
my
holes.
pumpkin. This workshop is off limits.
Now
You lucky
get
pumpkin
out!
Could have wound up pie filling. After I finish spooking you up, you'll give all Beartown the heebie-jeebies.
I mean, They know what you're doing. You're carving a pumpkin. That's
If I can carve a
pretty
pumpkin
much what
spooky
it
as
looks
these
like
insides,
you're doing.
I can't lose.
Oh, he doesn't like to
Take some
eat
careful
pumpkins.
planning. It'd be a
It's funny
cinch
that
to
people are
carve
grossed
into
out by
a
the insides of
hairy
pumpkins because,
sign.
like, oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Nah, not scary enough. I know. A scuzzy vampire.
Yeah, no, what makes it scuzzy? That's not a
Not
scuzzy
bad,
vamp. Except
but
maybe the
not
hair?
bad enough.
I want a vampire who's unwashed.
Boogie Bear.
I liked the first one. Yeah.
Any one of those
The
would
first
be
one looks
spooky enough to
plausible.
Win the prize. That's it. I'll combine them all together. Genius. Pure genius.
Oh, he's got an actual
I'm
pumpkin
going to
carving
have the
knife. I like that
spookiest
little
pumpkin
detail.
in
I like that little
Beartown.
detail. Not just a giant,
Jimmy, Papa's
like,
locked himself
butcher's
up in his
knife like they
workshop
use in the
for
Charlie
hours.
Brown
I
cartoons.
really ought to take him some dinner.
I don't know, Mama.
Oh,
He
those
was
are very
pretty
nice.
serious about keeping it top secret.
Top secret from his own family?
That's the
best kind
of top
secret. Well, how are your pumpkins coming along?
Mine's almost finished. Does it look okay?
It's as pretty as a princess.
Do you think my pumpkin looks too goofy?
Oh,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yes,
It's
that's
very
possible. That's a
funny.
possible thing to
All right.
happen, brother.
I'm sure
That's
everyone will enjoy
it's off
both
the
your
scale.
pumpkins.
The metric
I
is
hope we win.
incapable
But
of
even if I
judging your
don't,
pumpkin.
I'm having fun just making my pumpkin princess.
That's a very healthy perspective. It's a lesson some bears never learn.
Now, where is your papa? He's in his secret nowhere. He's in his,
Just a few more finishing touches.
do we
and
ever
it'll
see
be
Papa's secret
positively
shack again?
disgusting.
His, like, Dexter shack.
Maybe I've gone
Serial
too
killer
far.
shack.
What if it frightens folks too
Remember the
much?
rule, if you are married or in a relationship and you live with someone and there is a room in their house that they don't want you to go into, they are a
No doubt
killer.
about it. You're not just another
Oh.
pretty ugly face. Who's that?
There's such thing as too much of a good thing, Papa.
Somebody's fooling around in my precious pumpkin patch, trying to steal my pumpkins for the carving contest. Well, we'll see about that.
Wow, this didn't take long for him to descend into paranoia.
I'm onto you, you rotten pumpkin thief.
Who dares disturb our evening
Oh, it's the
meditation?
bat.
Yipe!
Remember, all bats are vampires in the Berenstain Bears world.
Darling, it's just Papa Bear.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Bella Bat. What are you doing here?
Mr. and
We
Mrs.
often
Bella
hang
Thorne.
around your pumpkin patch after dark.
Because it's so charming and romantic.
I didn't mean to bother you none. You see, I was in my workshop carving my pumpkin and...
You're entering the pumpkin contest?
You sure am.
Rendering the human fat, carving up my pumpkin.
My, I'm sure you'll win. It's so pretty.
Huh? It's supposed to be spooky.
Right, but
Oh,
they're
it's
spooky,
really
so
very fine,
forget
Mr.
it.
Bear. But you must remember, we are professionals. Good luck on the contest.
Let's stop out somewhere and grab a bite.
No doubt about it. I got me a serious security problem. Mr.
No
and Mrs.
doubt
Bat
about
weren't
it.
out to steal
I
my
definitely
pumpkin.
heard those bats
Somebody else
talking.
might. This calls for desperate measures. My surefire pumpkin thief snare.
Pulls out a
will
gun.
catch an intruder and whack. If anyone steps into it, wango! Up he, she, or it goes. It's a sorry state of affairs when you can't even trust your own neighbor.
Nobody said
Will
you couldn't
ever
trust
dare
your
get a
neighbos,
load of
Papa.
my scary
It is
pumpkin?
literally a
First place
jack-o'-lantern.
trophy is as good as
Every
mine.
house in Beartown has one at this point. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
I must win at all costs. I'll make my pumpkin even spookier.
Hold up, let me get my book of 1001 Dreams Interpreted.
Papa, for goodness sake.
This feels familiar. This plot line feels familiar. Papa freaking himself out. But that could just be because he's done it so many times.
Oh, boy!
It's after me. Oh no! Yikes!
Papa's got the DTs again.
Papa?
Winning isn't everything. It's the only thing.
Don't touch me!
Oh, big pumpkin carving contest today. Oh, I never ever want to see another pumpkin.
Hi, Papa.
Well, Papa, congratulations are in order.
Congratulations.
They lost.
We both won prizes. I won for the prettiest pumpkin. And I had the funniest. Aren't you proud of us?
Proud as punch. Oh, all I've gotten for my trouble is a headache.
The
How
splitting
nice. We
hangover
have visitors.
of the
We can't
bats.
stay long. We don't get out too much in the daytime, you know.
Just
Yeah.
wanted to read you a poem I wrote. Bear country more.
Here's a little song I
Here's a
wrote.
little lesson
You might
may
want to
not
play
learn
it
at
note for
school.
note.
Don't try too hard to win the prize, lest you earn the title prize fool.
Isn't it marvelous? Well, we must be going.
We swung by just to make fun of the lesson
Guess
you've
who
learned.
The biggest pumpkin head of all.
Doe. Congratulations. Another masterpiece Berenstain Bears episode. The Dancing Beast. Oh, this is a Raffish Ralph episode, I guess. How does he swindle them bees? So story, is this a Linda Wolverton? Yes, this is a Linda Wolverton screenplay. Oscar worthy.
Well, what do you think?
I think the hat is a dead giveaway.
just-
Oh, right.
Jumped right in, I guess?
Well, how about now?
I also think the chances that your disguise is gonna fool Bee Queen Nectar and get the wild, wild honey are not a zero and zilch.
I started
Right,
in
Papa?
media res.
My dear, he of little faith should
I
leave
bet
the
you're
matter
wondering
of
how I got
wild,
myself into
wild
this
honey
predicament.
To me, give me that wild honey.
That's right. So
Wild,
the Wild Honey episodes
No
actually
question
form a
about it.
coherent
Papa's
storyline
headed
that
for
runs
big
throughout the
trouble.
series, or at least the
Well
first
said.
season.
Yep. Bandages? Right. Stinger puller outers? Right. Portable radio? Right.
The stinger
Portable
pull-outers,
radio?
which does
What's
confirm
that
that these
for?
bees do
To drown
die
out Papa's
when
screams of
they
pain
sting
when
Papa.
He gets into big trouble. Right.
Ow, ouch. Oh,
It turns into a robot.
Ow, ouch. Oh,
Attack furnace!
Ooh, that's a Glomer voice if I ever heard one.
Ow! Oh, no! Ow! Ow! Ouch! Ooh.
Enemy vanquished! Retreat!
Or Slimer, I guess, for later. Slimer's voice.
Wild honey. Almost had it that time.
Right, Papa.
I was close. So close.
Sure, Papa.
I was gonna say I could
Ready?
taste it, but he probably was so close he could taste it.
1,
Ow!
2.
That Papa Q Bear is something. He's bound and determined to get that wild, wild honey.
Now I know
Well,
I
you gotta
might
give him
sound a
credit
bit
for
like
being
that
a
bee that
fool.
just talked to you.
That Queen Neckla's a tough cookie. Why, she's almost as smart as I am. Nah, couldn't be. I'm Raffish Ralph, so feast your eyes. When it comes to slick, I take the prize.
You didn't have to rhyme it. No one's listening to you.
Goody, a new edition of Swindler's News. Good gad, look at this.
So he doesn't have a
Swindler
bird in the
custom made for
cartoon.
my favorite mark, Papa Q Bear. Get that wild, wild
Okay.
honey. The secret of the dancing bees.
Oh.
Surefire sucker bait. Ha. Custom made.
Is
for
he gonna
Papa
dress up like
Bear.
a woman bee and like seduce Papa? Is that what's gonna
Today's
happen?
the
I
big
really
day.
hope it is. So this is like a week
Oh,
later,
boy,
weeks
oh,
later?
boy. The secret of the dancing bees. Have their own special dance.
They do. I mean, this is
A
scientifically
veritable
accurate.
ballet.
This whole episode
A
is
set of
scientifically
secret
accurate. By the
signals.
way, you could do this.
World's leaps pirouette. Oh boy, pictures and everything. This is good. The bee boogie. The disco bee.
Wow, look at this. The secret of the dancing bees right here in black and white.
Black and white.
And if I learn these dances, the wild,
You
wild
hate me,
honeybees
don't you?
will let me get their
I look
honey.
in your
It's
face,
in the
Ralph,
book.
and I see
All you
nothing
have
but
to do is
loathing,
learn to
right?
perform
Am I
those secret
picking up
dances.
on that
The bees will
correctly?
think you're their friend. Then, when you get really close, you can make your move on.
Wild, wild honey.
Right.
I'll take it.
Wait a minute, Papa. Don't you think you should...
Shh.
Not
Please,
do
negotiations
this?
to
Don't you
me.
think you should
Now,
instead do anything else?
Deal.
Bring me my pumpkin money.
Not your pumpkin
Bring me the
money,
head of-
but Papa, you...
Pumpkin one. Oh. Well, now he knows where you hide your money, Father.
That's the last.
Now
of it.
he knows exactly where you can go just to get cash.
Have fun.
What happens when the pumpkin goes bad? What happens when the pumpkin spoils? What happens if an animal eats the pumpkin?
Papa, you gave Ralph all of your pumpkin money.
Uh-huh.
No, I guess it
He's
doesn't
a
matter.
cheater and a swindler, Papa.
Mm.
No.
It looks like Ralph made a fool of Papa once again.
Okay, leap 1, whirl 2, on point.
This
for
better
3
work.
and 4,
I bet this works.
double side jump, hop, kick, and end with a pirouette.
Papa's not an athletic
Leap 1,
bear. I don't know.
Whirl 2, on point for 3 and 4,
Well,
double side jump,
I don't know. There's some pretty slick moves. There's a squirrel with the Berenstain Bear haircut down there.
and end with a pirouette.
Oh. Beautiful butterfly.
Papa, everyone's laughing at you.
Let
They would be
I
doing
know
that
what I'm
anyway.
doing. The
However,
dance of the bees is
now
based
they
on
have a specific
scientific
target.
evidence.
If this bee dance is so scientific, why don't we check it out with a real scientist? Actual Factual. Hello? Professor Actual Factual?
Well, bless my
or
buckles.
Dr. Bear,
If it
whichever
isn't
one you may
our
be at this
Sister
point.
Bear.
We have a question.
A question? Well, you've certainly come to the right place.
Do bees dance?
Dog? Bee? Well, actually, they do.
Yes.
They do?
Oh, great heavenly crumpets, yes.
Well, how about
They
that?
also
You see,
speak
Papa's got
and
this
wear
book and he's gonna
clothes.
dance his way
The
to
queen
Wild
wears a
Wild
crown
West.
and she
Well,
comes out on a
Just
balcony.
one
It's
little minute there.
amazing.
Let's get our facts straight. I have a science film around here somewhere.
We are
Somebody
anthropomorphic
downstairs.
animals, as are all the animals in this neighborhood.
Welcome to Big Talk.
You may think that bees talk in the same way that bears do, but no.
They
not at
do.
all.
We've heard them. We just heard them talk the same way bears do.
Dancing. They use special dance movements to tell the rest of the bees where all the
Like, you can't do that. You can't mix scientific fact and the fact that these bees are clearly intelligent creatures. And they don't they don't dance in the air. They dance in the hive. They don't fly, I mean, I guess if they talk anyway and they wear clothes. Neither here nor there at this point.
Wild-honeyed. Well, let me know how it turns out.
Thanks, Professor. Wow, that's a great costume.
You're really wandering into Winnie the Pooh territory
My
here.
overalls, did you?
You're gonna float up on a balloon next, Papa?
Okay, here goes.
I mean, he's an agile little bear. He's got the moves. You know, I'm sorry for doubting you, sir. Sorry for doubting you.
Oh, this is good. This is really good.
I can't tell if
Truly
Welker
a
is doing
thing.
the bee voice or the Ralph voice sometimes.
Because it all kind of starts right here.
Well, as I
See?
live and breathe,
A hat, a
if it
crown,
isn't that old
a cape, a snood.
Papa, cute bear, imitating a giant dancing bee.
Growing up as a child watching cartoons, you learned early on the Mae West cliche
Getting
without
pretty close.
knowing who Mae West
Going to get
was.
the wild, wild honey.
See? I'm Glomer, I'm Slimer, I'm Frank Welker.
This is one of those voices I sort of do when I have to do a voice.
Is the best one I've had.
Scooter,
since we
I think,
buzzed
from
Mayor
GoBots talk like
Honeybot
that.
during an election speech.
I hate when he does that. That's my impression of Papa Bear. I'm just doing my impression of Papa Bear.
Hooray!
I can't believe it. That crazy bee dance worked. I play my cards right. From the bottom of the deck, of course. I can have an exclusive on the wild, wild honey and make
I
millions.
think when I read these books out
Very
loud,
interesting. Somewhere between
I did more of a W.C. Fields for him, like a more harshly W.C. Fields.
You know, I wouldn't mind having a shot at that wild, wild honey. What would you say to selling that book back to me?
Well, maybe. Since I, Papa Q, am
Can't you
not
just get
a
another one of those
selfish
books? You took all of his money
man,
from
only
him.
if there's a profit in it for me.
Oh, well, and, how much?
Well, I don't know. This suit is the finest striped flannel. 100%
Oh, he's
water
swindling the
and dye.
swindler.
Genuine crepe paper wings.
Yeah. Now, how much? Yeah.
Deal.
$10,000. They're both idiots, by the way.
Whirl one, leap two. Okay, I think I've got it.
He's gonna get the crap stung out of him.
What is that?
Huh,
Now,
what
who's
is that?
Knobby knee clown? He's just not in the same league with Papa Q Bear.
He's not.
Besides, Papa Q paid his dues. Also, it's not funny the second time. Attack him!
That's it right there. It's not funny the second time. That's what you have to learn. It's never as funny the second time, people.
Why didn't it work the second time, Papa?
Because it really didn't work the first time.
It didn't?
Oh, I played on her
Queen
attraction
Nectar
to
and the
me.
bees were laughing so hard at my dance, and I managed to sneak that one little taste.
Why, Papa, you outsmarted Rappish Ralph.
And not only that, I got a taste of the wild, wild honey. Better than money, that wild, wild honey.
Yeah, we've heard this on. Oh, wow, that's it, huh? Okay. Yay. Wow, I didn't say much during the end there because I was so captivated by how it was all going to turn out and just thinking about the Frank Welker voices. As you know, we've got to wait for the Hanna-Barbera Australia logo to come on because it's electric and thunderous and we love it. So here we go. Yes! The most powerful logo of all time. And now let's leave the theater. We're leaving the theater. Chonk, 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 chonk. And we're back. We're back. I'm going to see if I can affect this. Can I fix this? Just trying to fix the focus on the camera is a little off, and I don't quite understand why. Doesn't matter. We're back, and we just watched the Berenstain Bears and the Spookiest Pumpkin, and the Berenstain Bears and the bee dance for the bees. The bees do a dance. Berenstain Bears and the dancing bees. The dancing bees. Spookiest Pumpkin being written by Roby Gorin once again, and the Dancing Bees having been written by Linda Woolverton, both of them, of course, based on stories created by Stan and Jan Berenstain. Now, the Spookiest Pumpkin's interesting because I kept thinking to myself, why do I know this story so well? And now, so the basic idea behind the Spookiest Pumpkin is this. There's a big pumpkin carving contest coming up in Bear Country, and Papa wants to enter, and he wants to win the Spookiest Pumpkin contest. Now, brother and sister also want to enter, but brother wants to win the funniest pumpkin. Sister wants to win the prettiest pumpkin, and Papa wants nothing to do with either of them. This is a Papa Bear in this episode who is far more caustic, far more controlling, far harsher than we've seen Papa Bear in the past. He is laser focused on winning this contest. Something Mama points out has gotten him in trouble in the past, which is true. He tends to overdo things. He tends to get worked up. But this is actually making him behave less like the Papa Bear I'm familiar with. And I'm wondering how much of that was just the script, the teleplay by Roby Gorin. Roby, who wrote Missing Dinosaur Bone and a bunch of other of the episodes we've covered so far, tends to be more of a gag man. He tends to adjust the characters to sort of fit the gags he has coming. However, this is still very much a Stan and Jan plot, because what happens is Papa shuts himself away in his secret shack, which we've never seen before. So there is what seems to be a barn on the Bears' property. We've seen this. There's something like this in the illustrations for the books, but this is a large abandoned barn that apparently Papa has some sort of workshop in that he wasn't let anyone else inside. Now, is this supposed to be the same as the shed where Papa does all of his carpentry? I'm not sure. It looks pretty empty. But I said this during the show, and I'll repeat it for the listeners at home. If you are in a relationship with someone and there is a room in the house that they do not let you go into, that they tell you to stay out of and never go in, leave that person immediately, because they are a serial killer. So Papa is in his Dexter shed, and he is carving the Spookiest Pumpkin. And he's sort of psyching himself out of different designs. And all the designs are very clever. They very much look like Stan and Jan style designs. And he can't decide which version of the Spookiest Pumpkin to go with, so he decides on all of them, and he kind of mashes them up into one sort of uber spookiest pumpkin concept. Now we have characters from a previous episode from the spooky old house. We have the Bats come back, the husband and wife with thick Transylvanian style accents. They show up to sort of check in on Papa and see what he's up to. They also scare Papa when he runs into them later on, and that's the other thing. So Papa is sort of spooking himself out while he's carving this pumpkin. He makes the scariest pumpkin he can think of. I'm going to be honest with you, it does end up being a pretty spooky pumpkin. And on his way home, he gets scared, but he also starts getting paranoid. And that's the other thing. So we have his obsession with winning, but we also have his paranoia that other carvers are going to beat him, and that there are spies everywhere trying to see what he's doing so that they can best him with their own pumpkins. He's not worried about Farmer Ben. He said Farmer Ben already sold all of his best pumpkins to other people who are doing the contest. He's convinced that he's going to win, but he's also convinced that all the other bears in Bear Country are out to get him. It's kind of this amazing look at Papa's inner psyche. So he sets up a trap outside the barn in order to catch anyone who's trying to steal his pumpkin ideas, I guess. And one thing leads to another, and he ends up getting caught in his own trap. His own pumpkin, I believe, gets destroyed, and he has a splitting headache the next day. His head is all bandaged up. It's the first time we've seen permanent injury on Papa Bear. Brother and sister end up winning the contest, but the centerpiece of the episode is a very Stan and Jan-esque Berenstain Bears nightmare that Papa has. He has a nightmare in which he dreams about his own obsessions with winning. And then he gets followed and haunted and chased, as the bears tend to do in their nightmares, by an anthropomorphic jack-o'-lantern. This sort of cool, veiny jack-o'-lantern that chases Papa. And when I was watching it, I was like, this looks familiar. Is this based on a book? But I couldn't find a book with this plot until I got to the Berenstain Bears Go on a Ghost Walk, a Halloween book for kids. This is from 2005. It's the closest I can find because it's the one about Papa creating a ghost walk or a haunted house for the kids, but wanting to make it too scary. And him saying, oh, you can't make a house too scary. You can't make a haunted house too scary. And then he has a nightmare where he's being chased by all of his creations from the haunted house. And one of them is the exact same jack-o'-lantern with like arms and legs that are made out of vines. I believe, if anyone out there knows if I'm missing one of the books, there have been hundreds over the 10 plus years I've been doing this. If I'm missing out on an obvious book that this is based on, let me know. But clearly the theme was then carried over into the Berenstain Bears Go on a Ghost Walk. It's a delightful episode. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very fun. It was weird to see that side of Papa, the sort of controlling, stern, paranoid side, but, not surprising that he has that in him. We know him as a bear. He's a screw up. He's a foul up. And we did get a great moment where he's off to pick his pumpkin and the kids start following him. And he's like, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, we're coming with you. And he's like, coming with me? And I was like, aha. Now you know what it feels like, Papa, to want to do something by yourself and have someone else join your group without you agreeing to that. That's what the Cubs go through every time they go do something. So take that. All right, then on to the second episode, the Berenstain Bears and the Dancing Bees. I said at the top there was not going to be a Raffish Ralph episode in this episode, but I was wrong. This is a Raffish Ralph episode, and it's funny because I've covered this episode before when I did the Wild Honey Saga, which was over on Patreon. The Wild Honey Saga, because these Wild Honey episodes all sort of feed into each other. So this is the next chapter in the Wild Honey episode. Papa sings the Wild Honey Saga again. He makes reference to the fact that he's tried to go in before. They don't bother setting up that the queen bee has a crush on him or anything. But what happens is Papa dresses like a tree in order to get close to the bees. And of course they see he's coming, so they sting him. They chase him and sting him. Brother and sister actually have a boom box they carry with them to play loud music to cover up Papa's, I guess, screams when he's being attacked, which is kind of a funny thing. But Raffish Ralph is there, and he's like, that's a good chance to trick Papa out of some more money, because he gets a copy of the Swindlers Weekly magazine or newspaper, and it has a trick book, a book to trick a rube. That's the Dancing Bees, and it's basically you sell it to someone and convince them that it'll teach you how to get past bees by learning their language. He sells it to Papa, that it's just a bunch of dance steps, because he's like, bees actually dance. Don't you know? That's how they talk. So Papa, you can learn these dances, and you'll be able to get to that wild, wild honey. All it will take is all of your savings. So Papa hands Raffish Ralph, he goes to the pumpkin patch, bringing pumpkins back already, goes to the pumpkin patch, brings out a pumpkin that he's hid all of his savings in, hands it all to Raffish Ralph. Starts learning the dances. Now the Cubs are like, this is a ripoff. This is a swindle. Bees don't dance. So in order to find out if they're right, they go to Actual Factual. So there's several guests. I said there's no actual... I said during the opening theme song, I said, Actual Factual, none of these bears are in this episode. We have two of them. So they go to Actual Factual at the Berenstain Institute, and they're like, do bees dance? And he's like, bees dance? Yes. But he tells them about how bees really dance, which isn't how bees really dance. He talks about how they waggle their butts to like convey directions to the other bees, which is true, but he shows them doing it in this film in the air, like they're flying around wiggling, which is not how bees do their dance. Also, he's like, bees can't talk like you or me, so they have to communicate in a very specific way, which is wild because we've heard the bees talk. The bees do talk. They also wear a policeman's hat. The main like guard bee does, and the queen wears a cape and a crown, and like a hood, and she talks and she stands on a balcony. It's weird that they're getting like all scientific in this one when these bees are not like bees at all. They also don't seem to die when they sting you. So They go to so they're like, wow, I guess bees do dance. Well, let's go see if Papa's pulls it off. So Papa's dressed in a sort of Saturday Night Live-esque bee outfit. And he's learned this dance. He's actually very smooth in his movements. He's very fluid. His body sort of moves in ways that I didn't expect Papa's body to move. And the queen bee sees him and she's like, oh, Papa's back. And all the bees start laughing at him. And she starts laughing at him. But also remember, the queen bee is very attracted to Papa Bear. Like, ridiculously attractive. Like, uncomfortably attracted to Papa Q Bear. And so she lets him get close to the tree and stick out his tongue in this very obscene way. Stick out his tongue and catch some of the honey on his tongue, and he dances away. Well, Raffish Ralph sees this, and he's like, well, if Papa can do this, I can do this. I need to get that book back. So Papa actually sells Raffish Ralph the book back, I assume at a profit, because Ralph is now convinced he can get that Wow Wow honey and make money off that. So Ralph dons the bee costume, learns the dance, goes back, gets the crap stung out of him. Why? Because the bees were never fooled. And Papa knew the bees were never fooled. He's like, they were laughing at me. That's how I got... The queen bee was nice enough to let me get close enough to get a taste of the honey. And you know what? I got a taste, and that was amazing. And they're like... And so the Cubs are honestly astonished at the fact that their Papa Q Bear, the man who doesn't seem to have a brain between his ears, actually out-swindled Raffish Ralph. And that's the second chapter, the next chapter, in the Wild Wild Honey saga. Will Papa ever get the actual mother load of the Wild Wild Honey? We'll have to wait and find out. But those were two really great episodes. Now, these bees are anthropomorphic. They dance incorrectly. But again, this is a world in which bears talk. Don't have to worry about it. And the Spookiest Pumpkin... Top-notch episode. Top-notch episode. I like these two episodes. I'm really... Linda Wolverton, she writes a great script. And so does Roby. They're both just top-notch screenwriters for Saturday morning cartoons. The gags are good. The animation is impeccable. Two good eps. So next week, I'll have more episodes. We'll talk more about the Berenstain Bears. If you have any questions, hey, if you watch this and you have any questions, ask them down in the comments. And I will try to answer them. How long have you been doing this? Why long have you been doing this? For what purpose? I'll try to answer them. But thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking part in this stupid experiment. My name is Phil Gonzalez, and I've been doing this for 10 plus years. And I will see you all next time. Deep in Bear Country.